Donald Trump has responded to the Tucker Carlson January 6th propaganda campaign. And for our full show viewers, we were just talking about this, but for our YouTube segment viewers, as the quickest recap possible, Tucker Carlson is trying to tell this alternate story of what really happened on January 6th and failing miserably. But Trump thinks it's just the most amazing thing ever. And so we're going to go through his rants on Truth Social. The first we looked at yesterday, but then we have multiple ending in a dangerous, dangerous one. So first here, again, Trump on Truth Social. Congratulations, he writes, to Tucker Carlson on one of the biggest scoops as a reporter in U.S. history. The new surveillance footage of the January 6 events sheds an entirely different light on what actually happened. It doesn't. The Unselect Committee was a giant scam and has now unequivocally been stamped as criminal fabricators of this most important day. Pelosi and McConnell failed on security. The police story is sad and difficult to watch. Trump talking about himself in third person and putting himself in quotations. Trump and most others are totally innocent. Let them go free now. And then he continued with this. Great courage shown by Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy in releasing the surveillance footage to Tucker Carlson so that our country, and indeed the world, can see what... By the way, I don't point it out every single time, but it is not lost on me that a former president has absolutely no idea how capitalizations work and when you're supposed to capitalize the first letter of a word. Concerning. Continuing, though, we push forward. Indeed the world can see what really went on during the January 6th events. A whole new and completely opposite picture has now been indelibly painted. The Unselect Committee lied and should be prosecuted for their actions. Nancy and Mitch were a disaster on security. We heard that in the last message. Thank you, Kevin and Tucker. Free at last, he says. Just an absolute fantasy world. Sometimes it's hard to know how to respond to these because it's just so far detached from the reality of this situation. But we move forward to another. In all caps now, he's just unraveling, escalating. Let the January 6 prisoners go. They were convicted or awaiting trial based on a giant lie, a radical left con job. Thank you to Tucker Carlson, Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, for what you both have done. New video footage is irrefutable. The videos are irrefutable indeed, but they just don't prove what you think they prove. And then finally we get to the dangerous, dangerous message here from Donald Trump. Great job by Tucker Carlson tonight. The Unselect Committee of political hacks and thugs has been totally discredited. They knowingly refused to show the videos that mattered. They should be tried for fraud and treason, and those imprisoned and being prosecuted should be exonerated and released now. Just why? What would be the justification for that? But the part I want to talk about is he said they should be tried for fraud and treason. That word treason is used often within MAGA spaces. And it's purposeful. You'll see here, the punishment for treason is quite notable. Whoever, owing allegiance to the United States, levies war against them, or adheres to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason and shall suffer death, is how that law is written. Should suffer death. So, Trump calling for them to be tried for treason is calling for them to be put to death, in a sense. And we've seen Marjorie Greene go, the punishment for treason is death, and Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason. The level of provocative language that comes from these individuals is truly dangerous and stunning. So now we're living in a world where someone told a bunch of lies about the election that caused individuals to attack the Capitol and try to prevent the certification of a free and fair election. And now, over 2 years after that, there's an attempt to lie about that day so that they don't have to grapple with the reality of and the implications of what that day means and the cause of the events of that day being the lies that were being told by Trump, by Tucker Carlson, and all these different individuals. And it is dangerous, it is incredibly dishonest, and is distracting from the important discussion about January 6th that must be had about the assault on democracy that went on that day and Trump's attempts to stay president despite losing the election, all of which individuals like Tucker Carlson, Trump, and many others want to do everything possible to avoid talking about. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.